Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to check in on the divine masculine. I went ahead and did a pre-shuffle and it was weird trying to tune in. There was this sort of flip-flop, jumping into something and then having to hold back. There's something going on within the masculine where they've been going hot and heavy with whatever it is that they have been pursuing, but now they're in a cool off period. It's put them into the situation where they have to rest. They have to cool their jets, rest the mind. Their thoughts have been permeating them a lot as of late. I'm going to go ahead and cut. Let's have a look at what's at the base over here. Relief, boundaries. Ooh, this is interesting. So, whatever it is that the universe wants to talk to you about today is that the masculine's going on a bit of a journey to learn how to put up healthier boundaries, whether if it's been one thing to be in a situation where they have physical boundaries. I feel as though they're trying to learn how to have mental boundaries as well, because it's one thing to get angry at people, because I'm getting a little bit of anger from this boundaries card to get boundaries, but it's as though this masculine has been really stuck in their mind. What do we have up here? Got gratitude, water. Wow, wow. Okay. Something very emotional about this particular masculine. Like, whatever it is that they're going through right now, they they're being put into this really emotional headspace. It actually does feel very good, and I am getting a semblance of wonderful gratitude. It's as though some cycle may have closed out for the divine masculine. So if this sounds like your person, you are more than welcome to stick around. If we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries, psychic, medium, and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they are also timeless, so please tap into your instincts. Listen to your intuition. If there's anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, totally fine. Do not worry about it. This message may not be for you, but if it does resonate, please let me know by liking and sharing your experience, in the comments below. So we got to have a look at what are the feelings and emotions that this masculine could be feeling towards their karmic. And we're also going to have a look at how they feel towards their feminine. But, before I go to cut, I have this Four of Swords. This person is tired. I'm getting this physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, and all of a sudden this card wants to kind of pop out. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm getting death, Knight of Pentacles. They are going through this transformative process, but it's very inward. And it could appear as though nothing is going on in the masculine's reality. I have been channeling lately on TikTok that the masculine, they're stuck. Nothing is moving forward. But notice the similarities between this Knight of Pentacles along with death. This person, whoever they are, they're stuck. And I mean, they're really, really stuck. They've gotten their foundation established. Everything is supposed to be perfect, but there's something that hasn't been satisfying. And it's sort of this thing where they've been grateful to get some semblance of stability. They really needed it. In some ways, they've manifested the boredom in order to find some regulation in their life. But now that they're finally calm enough, something's welling up to the surface and it's making them extremely emotional. It may be a little bit over you, but we'll find out in a second. Page of Pentacles, Two of Cups. This masculine wants more in their life. And I feel as though, whether if this is wanting to communicate with you, divine feminine, or I think just healing relationships just in general, yeah, okay. There's something that you've activated within this masculine, knowing or unknowingly, but they're kind of stuck in their head about it. Yeah. Like, this is a lot of sacral energy that I'm feeling. And this person's really stuck in their feels. Like, literally, they are literally stuck just like this in their feels. And I feel like they're trying to hold themselves back intentionally because I feel this fear that it's very unusual. But this is sort of like their environmental energy. I don't even think the masculine is super aware that this is what is going on. They feel divinely guided, it feels, to hold still. And they are kind of holding themselves back because they know that something is going to be shifting in their reality, whether that is they have to patch things up with you or patch something else up, but they can tell that a change is happening and they want to welcome somebody brand new into their life. Because whatever relationship they're in, it's not growing. Like this person's full of their emotions, and it seems as though the people they keep trying to connect with and reach out to, they're stuck on dry land. And I feel this hesitation, but they're learning from this, whatever it is. What are their feelings towards the karmic? Interesting. We have the Emperor. What's their feelings towards Divine Feminine Queen of Cups? Oh, 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 wow. All of a sudden my lower heart chakra feels extremely locked up. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of clarifying. I'm gonna grab the Rainbow Tarot by So. It can be a bit of a queer deck, but I'm getting, because I got the Witch's Tarot, Modern Witch Tarot. There's some gender subversion going on right here. This masculine, whoever they are, they really wanted to get themselves into a position where they felt as though they would have control of their life. In some ways, it was a bit of a goal that they've had. And it was actually to overcome some kind of karma, I think, in general. Maybe not so much a karmic feminine, although I think it's part of it. But this masculine has been at odds with somebody in their life. And in some ways, they are starting to become more consciously aware that this is part of their journey, that they have to get themselves established. And it feels as though, Ace of Wands, very colorful. Yeah. Then we have the Magician underneath. Like, they're overwhelmed right now. Like, it's sort of like everything's coming at them from everywhere, and they have to slow down and focus. This is sort of like, the Ten of Wands is overwhelmed, overburdened. This one is sort of like 300 wands are coming at them. They've actually created a situation where they wanted to have choice in their life. It's like this candle, along this candle, and they're starting to feel some gratitude because they're getting some answers to their karmic situation. Four of Cups, Two of Cups. Yeah, they worked so hard to make this relationship work out. They've been working so hard to, I'm hearing, force things to work, trying to craft the narrative. But it's as though this masculine is starting to realize how they're very, very different from this karmic individual. This is very cold. There's a lot of gratitude here, but this masculine feels very stuck. And it's sort of like, it's not, they feel heavy, but they feel rooted. In some ways, this masculine has really needed to work on grounding themselves because they have been very hyperactive, but they feel heavy. And I see this heaviness in this stone throne that they're sitting on. Look, what's going on with the Queen of Cups? How do they feel towards the feminine? Because while this person's sitting still and being stubborn, maybe standing up for themselves, or just seeing the karmic for who it is that they truly are, or just seeing their karmic situation for what it is, something's awakening from within. This masculine's heart is still pretty locked down. And it's as though they're living in two universes at once. It wouldn't surprise me if this person is dealing with physical injuries. Because sometimes when you're stuck in your head and you're trying to go about your day-to-day life, but your day-to-day life doesn't align with who it is that you truly are, when you go through an awakening, there's a bit of this disorientation period of time. I think you probably have experienced something like that when you began awakening. Sometimes you can feel dizzy. It could be physical. And I always give myself the 72-hour rule. If those symptoms do not subside within 72 hours, do seek out medical attention. But right now I'm just kind of, I'm wobbling back and forth. That's all of this water energy that I keep picking up. Like this masculine inwardly, they don't feel anchored and they're trying so hard to ground themselves, almost stubbornly. And I think it's actually for their own safety. That's kind of how I feel it, as though they're trying to be safe within their own body, because they could trip and injure themselves, or they could, drive and have a car accident. They're not regulated, whoever this person is. What do we have? Knight of Wands. Yeah. Knight of Wands, Six of Swords. There's this impulsion deep within inside themselves to resolve something. Now, I'm feeling that, well, yes, I usually divine out to divine feminine energy. Like when we go through an awakening, especially in the twin flame path, it's all about reconnecting to ourselves, getting to know ourselves again. But this masculine is feeling some semblance of gratitude towards you, even if you guys aren't talking, even if you guys don't exactly have, you're not on good terms, or maybe you've just stopped talking altogether, whatever your situation is. You've shown this masculine something, this glimpse into their emotions, and it was something that terrified them. They ran off, and they were, they, no, there's the Emperor. Wow. It's this feeling like they know they have to grow up. And I'm sorry, I don't know why my camera is being all fuzzy and hazy and stuff like that. What if I can fix that? Through the power of the cleansing wipe. Nah, we're just hate, like, divine masculines in a haze. I've never had this problem ever with my camera before. Like, the divine masculine's literally hazy. What's at the top over here? Got the Fool, Queen of Cups. Wow, okay. Is it worth saying it out loud? This person, while they are still stuck in the past, they're starting to fantasize reconnecting with you or fantasizing about you. And I don't even mean that necessarily in a sexual way. They're remembering who it is that you are. It's as though this masculine kind of came up with a storyline just to give themselves an excuse to not talk to you. Like they're being childish, and that really is showing with this Page of Pentacles overall. This person has not exactly behaved like an adult, and they know they can't approach you until they resolve whatever's going on. This person needs to learn how to get on to your level. Damn. Okay. So what is the message to the divine feminine? Two of Wands. Um, if you're feeling tension within your own reality, Temperance, let's flip that around. If you're feeling tension within your own reality, divine feminine, like part of it is it's going to be important for you to remember to keep your energy clear, keep focusing on the things that you enjoy, the stuff that's bringing you relief and gratitude. This masculine, they have to consider their options, because some of the masculines you've reported to me, some of them have, knocked up, gotten their like karmic knocked up. Others of them have huge financial commitments made towards this karmic person. Others of them, this is a parental figure. It's not exactly easy for them to just walk away. And I think part of it is that they know they could walk away, but they're worried. They're worried about hurting this karmic the way that they hurt you. Interesting. Let's see if we can get some more of that. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Swords. I just feel suddenly really stuck, because this is a little bit more about you. This is all about brand new beginnings, but with this Page of Swords showing up, I just feel this wall. I feel this tension. There is a bit of a message within here. Be very conscientious about what messages you are receiving with your phone. I say that with great irony, knowing that I am a divine channeler, but there are some people that have been channeling to you who are giving you misinformation, and it's because you're vibrating too much like the karmic energy. That might be for one or two of you, but if you hear that and it sounds like a confirmation, listen to that. Otherwise, just ignore what I just said. Ten of Swords. Three of Swords. Yeah, like I'm very conscientious about this energy right here, because on the surface, it's like, oh, they want to come back and express their love to you. It's a little bit more complicated than that. It's more that, let's get a third card here. Knight of Cups. There's someone trying to approach you that isn't the person you associate as your counterpart. This could be another soulmate. This could be an opportunity. This is something that has to do with you rebuilding your ability to feel love again, to trust again. But there's something within yourself, divine feminine. You're acting without, please don't do not take offense to this. There's a heartbreak that you have, like a trauma bond, that you're actually very much like their karmic person. And it's nothing that you've done consciously, but like energy attracts like energy. There's something about you and this karmic person have actually gone through a similar trauma. And while this masculine might have ran to this person because name or reason, they're actually genuinely worried about hurting this person's feelings because they're starting to realize the pain this karmic has gone through is the exact same way that you have gone through it. And because of this jealousy, there was some jealousy over here. I felt there was a lot of misinformation, people not disclosing enough information or just manipulating, that this masculine chose to believe that this karmic situation was worse than yours. Like there's something very competitive within here. But divine feminine, it's going to be important that you really be okay with putting this to rest, like getting this masculine into your past. The universe is actually going to be sending you someone to help you overcome this, but you have to welcome it in. You have to be open to the idea of loving again, whether it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be falling in love with your artistry. This could be falling in love with your life, falling in love, for some of you, falling in love with your children again. In a lot of ways, you're going through this heart chakra opening and you're doing this solo, and it's starting to create these micro activations within the masculine. And their karma is to clean this up with their karmic feminine before they even could approach you. And for some of you, if you never hear from this person ever again, just to know that as you heal, it forces this masculine to heal. And you're going to be fine one way or the other, regardless of whatever happens. Be open to all things, but be open to never hearing from this person ever again. Like there's something about trust the process. And if your guides have been saying this to you, really listen to them. Because sometimes our guides just tell us what we need to hear within the moment. And in the long term, it may not make a lot of sense, but you're being unraveled. Like there's a lot of unscrambling that needs to be done because you haven't been able to focus on your own energy nor be able to tune into future energy to get you out of your karmic situations. And the more you detach from this person, the more clarity you're going to get, which, considering how hazy this reading is, like don't feel bad if you're having a difficult time not seeing something. It was so funny. Like this thing was focused perfectly fine when I started channeling this. Weird. What are the actions the divine masculine is likely to take? Mary, don't get your hopes up. We do have the Hanged One. We do have Queen of Pentacles, and I'm suddenly getting a lot of clarity when it comes to why we're having a problem. Ding! I can see clearly now. Portraits. The portrait setting is off. Yeah, there's like an old setting. Like I didn't set it up to do that. Or, it's as though the masculine had a previous way of doing things that it makes sense in context to who it is and what it is they're trying to do. But as they try to get into their new timeline, as they're trying to move forward, the old way of doing it just doesn't make sense. It actually causes a lot of problems. So there is one kind of fun thing. This is the divine aha. This is the divine epiphany with the Hanged One right here. There's like a curiosity that has been awakened within the divine masculine. Um, it's an action, but it's an inaction. Because remember when we were pre-shuffling, we had the card of air. There's a lot of inward work and a lot of inward awakening going on with divine masculine, and that's scaring the shit out of them. Like they're trying so hard to not show their cards. They're trying so hard not to give themselves away. Like this person couldn't give you eye contact because even if they tried, it was just this sudden jolt because they're so afraid of being seen right now. But yeah, like you've seen them to the core, And I feel like you're seeing other people to the core. I feel like you're getting a lot more clarity on how you interact with people. And it's sort of like the masculine's getting these little downloads and they're curious. They're curious about you. They're curious about themselves. There's something that you've said to this masculine that's kind of made him sit back and go, wait a second. Yeah, Page of Wands, Four of Pentacles. This person, oh my God, they just want to be lively. They want to be creative, but there's something about their culture, the way that they grew up, that has suppressed their ability to self express. Chariot. 10 of Wands. There's our 10 of Wands. Because I was saying earlier, because we had an Ace of Wands show up at the base over here, this feeling like it's not just one wand. There's just there's a lot going on, and they need the clarity because, and they're worried about moving forward with too much baggage. In some ways, this masculine, they're trying to be responsible and they are trying to be thoughtful. But I do like that we have our little sphinx here. They're kind of winking at each other. It's sort of like this masculine is surrounded by their guides, and their guides are just sort of guiding them towards you, guiding them towards their divine femininity. Like this, the emperor is the one who drives the chariot, but their guides are sort of bringing the masculine forward on their path. They're like, yeah, they get it. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, I got you. Like it's really cute. Like this is some really cute energy that I'm picking up from this masculine. But it's sort of like they still need to offload what's going on in the chariot. It's like they're no longer able to handle all of this weight. It's one thing to have like a big, huge truck that can handle all of your camping gear. But if you have a dinky little car with, terrible suspension, you'll just drag your ass all the way along and cause more problems. Like, tell me more about this Queen of Pentacles. The moment I brought this out, even I had that, divine epiphany of, no, it's the settings, berries. It's all about, how you had something set up previously. You forgot to turn it off. It's kind of like this masculine. They're so worried about moving forward. That paranoia. You go on a trip and you're suddenly worried, did I turn the oven off? Is there anything that I left, running in the background that could cause a fire? This masculine is trying to make sure they don't repeat past mistakes. They might have made a really nasty mistake with you or some other feminine energy, and they're in a situation where they know they're at risk of repeating that problem. Because to leave home and accidentally leave the oven on, that is a form of dysregulation, and it's no judgment. We've all done it. But when you're so stuck trying to plan for everything, you're like, doing 20 things at once. If you don't take a moment to ground yourself, center yourself, and clear your energy, especially, before you go on a journey, like, because we got a fool here along with a chariot. Before you go on a journey, like, make sure that you have your passport, make sure you have your identification, make sure that all of the appliances are turned off, make sure you didn't leave the heater running, wasting energy. When we don't have the time to do those checks and balances, that's where a lot of things can go wrong. And this masculine is beginning to realize they have to slow down. They need to slow down. In some ways, we could judge them about this. And if you're feeling any kind of judgment towards this masculine, the universe wants you to start working on that. That's something that you can work on, because it's important for you to have a little bit of compassion towards this person. We've got 10 of Cups, Page of Pentacles. I see Page of Pentacles. This person really wants to work towards having a happier life. And considering this is sort of the outcome. Now, this isn't like the be all and end all outcome. This could easily just be the next steps on the journey. But I really feel like this masculine's being opened up to see how being an emotional person is actually beneficial. They may have been taught that emotions are girly, especially if this masculine is male identifying, or they were vilified for having any kind of emotions. I feel like this person, they were probably mocked as a kid for just being themselves, because I'm getting this sort of self-conscious energy. And I really sense that they like you. Whoever this person is, they really like you. But because of their current problems, they can't quite see you for who it is that you are. But there's something within there. Let's see here. King of Swords. They need to have an honest conversation with themselves about what they want in life so they can determine what happiness means to them. Because they're not going to come towards you unless they are absolutely certain that you can be part of the happiness, because your happiness is their happiness. But they're not happy. I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Six of Cups, Two of Wands. Wow. So that's that Two of Wands that's shown up right around here. This person's very nostalgic, but there's a bit of encouragement in here. Like they need to be stuck in their feels, especially for the next few weeks. In some ways, this is giving them a chance to start manifesting new options, new opportunities. And this kind of coincides with what I was talking to you about sooner or earlier, pardon me. You are mirroring this masculine like crazy. You guys are actually going through the same thing at the same time. Like awakened divine feminines, the ones that are able to recognize how they have karmic situations that reflect what the masculine is going through, you're a little bit further along in your journey to unity consciousness. And for people who haven't quite seen yet how the masculine's energies do reflect within the feminine, that's where the healing needs to be done so that you can manifest new romantic opportunities, new creative opportunities. This masculine needs to be stuck in their feels for a little while. And I'm hearing absence does grow. Yeah, that absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's going to be very important to honor whatever this separation phase is, whether if this is that you're physically separated from this person or you guys are just not talking anymore. They need this because they need an incentive to know what it's like not having your energy. Because whatever you've done, Divine Feminine, I just got a ping in my right ear. You've done something to break yourself away from their thought process. So they can't access you on the astral realm. And quite frankly, they're not supposed to be able to access you in the astral realm until they really can tap into their heart again and be able to find solutions to their problems over here. They've been wasting your energy. They've been tuning into your energy. Sort of like, what would Divine Feminine do? But rather than trying to use their own source energy, they're still trying to siphon from you. But as you have been working on positive flow, healing the heart chakra, they can't access you anymore. And you're being guided specifically. Um, it, People should ask each other's permission to interact with each other on the fifth dimensional realm. Consent is actually a very important theme I've noticed within my channelings. If you do not give this divine masculine permission to be within your thoughts, then say so. Make that declaration. Until they are able to meet you on your level, they shouldn't have access to you because it's so hella confusing. Wow. So at the base over here, let's finish up this message. We have make the effort, attraction, keep an open mind, and let your friends help you. Believe it or not, you're going to be meeting somebody at some point. I'm hearing very soon someone who's going to reactivate your ability to feel attraction towards somebody else, somebody that's going to, I'm hearing feeling like you can be yourself, where you can start exploring your spirituality with. This could be a new masculine. This could be a soulmate. This doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but there's an ask within here. You are attracting a new soulmate, and it's going to be important for you to keep an open mind. This person may differ from what it is that you had expected, but there's something beautiful and magical about it. Make the effort to understand what it is your guides are trying to show you, not what the person is trying to show you, but what your guides and ancestors are trying to show you, because there's something very worthwhile about yourself that the universe is trying to show you. And this is beautiful. This is healing. This is that beautiful nostalgia. This is more than likely a past life romantic partner that you had, where it's just going to well up some old emotions that you forgot that you had. Let your friends help you. Let your guides and ancestors help you. You have so much support from the universe, and all you need to do is ask for their help. I'm just saying. Wow. Well, whew, whoever it is that you are, damn, I sincerely hope that this helped. If you need any in-depth messages to clarify anything that's going on within here, I highly recommend that you book a tarot reading with me. And if you need some help clearing out some of this latent energy, I also provide Reiki healing services. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Otherwise, when I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.